This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to INCRadio, Orange County, California. I'm Brother Julian Sistoso from the local of Anaheim.
I'm Brother Nathan Vicente from the local congregation of Buena Park.
Thank you so much for joining me, Brother Nate. So our month-long theme for the month of October is Food Adventures. And our title for our broadcast today is Dine on a Dime. Now, Brother Nate, what comes to mind when you hear that topic?
So obviously, right, our whole month-long theme, food, but more specifically, going in depth into today's topic and broadcast, we're going to be talking all about budget-friendly foods, right? Foods that won't break the bank, maybe specifically relevant to students who may be watching right now who are trying to find sustainable meals while also not spending all of their budget, all of their money on meals, on food, right? Yeah. So we can go ahead and introduce our guest for today.
Hi, my name is Brother Jacob Rubik.
Thank you so much for joining us, Brother Jacob. So our topic, as Brother Nate mentioned, dine on a dime. I mean, you're our expert here today. So could you kindly, kind of explain to us what's one of your favorite budget-friendly or easy-to-make meals that you've been kind of cooking up at home lately?
So recently I've been fixated on stir fries. Those are really easy to make. Okay. All you need is a pan, and just one of those random days, I just need something quick to eat. So I just checked what I had left over in my fridge. Mm-hmm. So I just had some random vegetables, some meat left over, and then some udon I could just cook down to add. And it's pretty simple. Nice. You can use like a lot of ingredients. It's very customizable if you're interested in that.
I think that might be a common theme for today's broadcast.
Yeah.
Customizability, is that a word?
Let's check the dictionary.
Right?
Of food, if we're talking about like budget-friendly food, so you really can't be picky, if you need to utilize your leftovers, and that's kind of all you have to work with, then, you have exactly that. That's all you can really work with. So you have that, I guess, those parameters of how you want to cook and the different kinds of meals you want to make based on whatever resources you have available to you. So going back to you, Brother Jacob, if you don't mind me asking, you mind like walking us through your culinary journey, if you will? Like when did you start making food for yourself?
So for myself, I always could cook like a little bit, very basic stuff. Like, you should learn how to
cereal.
Like cook an egg, cereal sometimes on the day.
Bread.
Bread, a sandwich. Just because luckily when I moved up here for college, I was living with my cousins still.
Okay.
But now recently my cousins moved away, so it's just me and my siblings. And I have more free time out of all of them. Okay. So I've been taking it upon myself to learn more how to cook.
Nice.
Cook for my family. And
do you cook for them or just?
When they're home, usually mostly dinner because that's when they'll be home. And then on my own,
you
I'll
make them pay.
It's
family. Come on.
No, you're right.
Might tax the food a little bit.
So you would say when you moved up here for like school, that's when you really started to apply yourself and really dedicate time to really know how to cook. Am I getting you right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So, you mentioned when you're in school. So, like I mentioned before, for the students out there who not only are trying to save money but also time. Students are so busy nowadays with school. Some are balancing it with work, so they need a quick bite to eat. Let's call it that. So, what would you say is like the most time efficient meal?
Time efficient
for like students who are like anyone who are like pressed for time.
My classic is so fast is eggs and rice, or even spam and eggs and rice.
There you go.
You can't never go wrong with that.
That's the Filipino classic. Right?
Exactly, right? Because you're most likely gonna have rice. I feel like most people do have eggs like in for their ingredients, like what they have at home.
Readily available.
Yeah, readily available.
Right.
Like you can also pretty customizable depending on what you have. Like I like adding like chili oil or like soy sauce, something like that. But you can always just eat it alone, just eggs and rice.
Yeah.
That was always my go-to.
Yeah. That's a good point. Brother Nate, you're also, you're a student right now. Do you also cook budget-friendly meals, or are you balling on a?
No, I will say I make a pretty good bowl of cereal, pretty good bowl of oatmeal too.
Oatmeal.
But I guess let's see. If I were to, if I need like a quick bite to eat, if I'm pressed for time, while also keeping in mind like expenses and stuff like that, something that's cheap, I would say my go-to is when I'm thinking of breakfast food, I think of midnight oats. What is it called?
Overnight
Oats. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. My mom is actually is a big fan of that. It's pretty simple. It's just like oats, and then I think what my mom likes to do is she likes to add variation with the fruits. So which is also very healthy. It's fruits and also like budget friendly. So I would say that is a go-to when you're on the go, like running late to class and you just need like a quick bite to eat. Overnight oats is kind of your best friend there.
There you go. Brother Jacob, you mentioned with your original or the first recipe you mentioned, the stir fry. Not only is it easy to make, right? Because you said you just need one pan. I'd like to just point out one thing you mentioned was like kind of repurposing your leftovers. I feel like a lot of us, if you eat leftovers too many times in a row, you might get a little sick and tired of it. So I like that idea of like finding a simple, way to repurpose what you've been eating into making it something new. So I guess with that being said, like what kind of got you interested in trying out these budget-friendly, easy-to-make meals?
A lot of it has to do with social media. When you're scrolling, you get those random like reels or whatever, just like someone cooking or like those easy like 5-minute meals. And I just started like saving a lot of them. I was like, this looks doable. Like I'm pretty confident like I could copy this or follow the instructions that I can make it like look as good or taste as good as what I'm seeing on screen. So that's what inspired me mostly too.
I'm a sucker for those videos too. I get them a lot, honestly.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point, like utilizing the technology we have at our disposal to our advantage. I remember having a conversation with my dad. We were talking about using AI to help us come up with recipes. So let's say like you have like a bunch of random ingredients, random leftovers in the fridge. If you just like give that all to like AI and ask like, I have this ingredient, these protein and this vegetable, what can I make from this? And then it'll give you a bunch of like options, a bunch of recipes as to what you can use it for. And I think that's really cool. That's a really good and practical and smart way of using AI without, spending any money. Like you're just, utilizing what's in your fridge and making something new out of it, which I think is really cool.
I want to go back to something that you mentioned earlier, Brother Jacob. I mean, you said it's customizable, right? These types of recipes or these meals. Do you like measure specific amounts of certain ingredients, or do you just
measure with your heart?
You
look like a measure.
Sometimes I measure in my heart, especially like if you make your own sauce. Like I do it by taste. Also, when asked from tips from my cousin, she also like does it by heart. And she was I do it to taste. So you can do it. You can do like specific like measurements if that's up to you, but also like it's very. You can always, you don't have to follow like a rule book.
Which makes it like relatively easy, I'd say, right? I feel like kind of growing up, maybe some people are not necessarily scared to try cooking, but they just think like, it's
it
too
can be kind of
technical.
Yeah.
But now, with these types of recipes or these meals and those videos we see on social media of quick and easy meal under 5 minutes, hit your protein. I get those a lot. So I mean, it shows it's not that difficult. If you just set aside a little bit of time, you can save money and eat better.
Yeah.
Another question for you, Brother Jacob. I mean, we kind of talked already about like different strategies that you use, to constantly, think of ways to reuse maybe some leftovers, or while also keeping your expenses and budget down. I'm curious, like what are your, I guess we can call them like hacks as to constantly coming up with something new, if that makes sense. So maybe I can give an example. Like what I like to do is some of those times when we do have to go out and buy fast food or buy any kind of food, usually they'll give us like extra sauce. This might go into a little tangent, but bear with me. They'll give you like a bunch of extra sauce packets, right? And so what I like to do, and it's honestly kind of it might be a little bit of a problem because I'm like almost like I'm so strict with everyone who I like eat with, like, make sure you save the sauce, make sure you save like the seasoning, so that you can use that in the future for like future foods that you make. So like for example, you go out to eat and whatever you have comes with sauce or some sort of seasoning. I would save that, and then like when it's time for me to eat again, and I'm eating at home, and I need to eat something from our fridge or from leftovers, I can use that again, and then it adds like just that fresh sense of flavor. You know, like you're getting the sauce, you're getting the seasoning from like an already established like restaurant, and then you can already apply that to your own creation of like whatever leftovers you make. As you can tell, I kind of have this down to a science. But I'm just curious, like, if you have any other like strategies or like hacks like that?
Any strategies? I'm trying to think. That one was really good, actually.
That's a really. All jokes aside, that's a good one.
I'm gonna keep that in mind next time.
See, now you know why I'm like, Jacob, save that packet of sauce.
I know, yeah.
Save that seasoning. It's good.
He's like, hey, y'all gonna use that?
You guys gonna use that or what? Other hacks I have. Trying to think besides. I don't know. That one's really sticking in my mind. I was like, oh.
I was gonna say, Nate, are you a hoarder or something?
No,
hoarding
but I will
sauces.
admit, there's a part of our fridge that's kind of just like dedicated to like old packets of sauce. Which I'm sure everyone has that.
Yeah.
But I'm just, again, thinking, or like, I guess trying to share ways we can
He has his
use
own
this type of
fridge
thing.
of just his own sauces.
A sauce fridge, that's what we call it. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, I'm just curious, if you don't have any, I guess, other hacks to share, that's fine. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. I know another one. I'm kind of talking a lot. This is something I'm very passionate about.
Really?
If you haven't noticed already. But when like using or when making your own, I guess, creation based off leftovers, what I like to keep in mind is, I guess, having a balanced meal. That's something we also haven't really talked about. Like not only like what goes into making of it, but also like how you proportion the carbs you eat and the vegetables. That's a whole other discussion, because then we can talk about like health stuff and being healthy. But we're prioritizing being budget friendly. So it's okay to not always be healthy. Mom, excuse me what I just said. But I lost my train of thought. When I'm making my creation based off of previous leftovers, I like to balance out like what protein I use, what carbs I use. So let's say I'm like reusing like chicken breasts or even like let's use sausage. Maybe that's something I had for breakfast another day, and then I'm trying to make dinner for myself. So I'm like, okay, I have my protein here. This is sausage. What can I make different that's like different from what I had before during breakfast? So let's say I had it with eggs and sausage and rice. Now I can make it different and what can I use that's more applicable to like dinner time? So I have what's good with sausage? Help me out here. That's good.
Sausage.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you
pasta,
go.
that's
Pasta.
true.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? Applying like a same ingredient but in different food
ways.
contexts. Yeah.
I see.
For me, it's kind of like, well, one, I just thought of like, if you eat a lot of like Asian establishments, usually get rice, right?
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
extra, so I always like take that home.
Save that.
Yeah, I always
Save
save that.
for
It saves
sure.
me time to not have to
Yeah.
make
So you don't
rice
have to
at
cook
home.
rice again.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but I guess I could say like a hack. More of a tip, I guess, like I use ground beef a lot for a lot of my ingredients. You can use that stir fry, but also it can go in like many different other food genres, like spaghetti. Spaghetti I like to make a lot as well. That one's also really easy. You can ground beef. You can make that into meatballs.
Yeah.
Also, you can make it like taco meat or like burger patties if you want.
Yeah.
So I would say like look into like ground beef. Ground beef has been like a savior for me, kind of.
Yeah,
Fit
definitely.
into.
Speaking of ground beef, I mean, that kind of leads us to our next topic. Like, we were going to ask, what kinds of ingredients or foods do you try to keep like always stocked or just, readily available because they're affordable and versatile? So aside from ground beef.
Besides ground beef, I think eggs are affordable
Eggs?
again, right?
I was
Eggs are
thinking
affordable
eggs.
again, right? I remember seeing something.
I'm not sure if they are.
I'm not sure. When I went to the store today, it seemed affordable to me. So I would say eggs I keep in stock. You can eat alone. You can add it, to like other meals like fried rice.
Yeah.
Like adding egg.
And just it ups your protein with whatever you eat. Yeah. Okay,
Besides
eggs.
that, I think personal like ingredients for me probably like onions and garlic. I feel like that's also a staple in a lot of my recipes. Like you always sauteing like onions and garlic in the beginning. That's what I do. I think also certain spices. Salt and pepper. I feel like everyone has salt and pepper at home.
Yeah.
But if you can, I like using garlic salt. Garlic salt's pretty good
Garlic
too.
salt,
It's
yeah.
another alternative. I learned that from my dad. I don't know. We just always had it at home, so
Nice.
that's another one I always just keep in stock.
Nice. See,
Also, you mentioned chili oil a little while ago.
Oh, chili oil, yes.
That's I didn't say it before, but that's also one of my favorites. That just adds like a good bit of like kick and like flavor to whatever you're eating. I especially like it with like when you saute vegetables. I'm getting hungry. But yeah, it's because it goes with a lot of things and
Yeah.
it adds a lot of flavor. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that, the ingredients you mentioned, like these are things that probably our brethren, also always have readily available. I mean, it's good to always have, some type of veggie with your meals. Rice is always handy, especially like you said, if you go out to restaurants, they serve you rice, keep that, you'll probably use it the next day. Eggs, definitely a go-to. I mean, you can eat that with any meal, I feel like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, just to add to, your protein. If you're trying to hit your protein goals, this is also an easy way as well. How do you kind of decide like what you're gonna cook for the day or for the week? Like, do you try to like meal prep, plan ahead, or it's just like Nate said, you measure by your heart or whatever you're feeling?
So for me, I guess I wouldn't really say I would say I kind of think of what I'm gonna make for the week, and then depending on how I'm feeling for the day, I'll choose one of the recipes I thought of for the week, and I'll cook it for dinner. So like I'll think of, okay, what do I have? I'll take into account what I have, or if I'm going to the grocery store for that week, and then I'll buy ingredients or check the ingredients I have and decide what I'm gonna make. Like, oh, okay, so I have like ground beef, have some veggies left. Okay, stir fry, and I can also do spaghetti this week. That's usually how I plan it.
Yeah.
I don't really meal prep. It's more of thinking of what meals I want for the week.
There you go.
Yeah, that brings up a good point. I mean, you already mentioned it, like food prep or meal prepping. Sorry, that's definitely a good approach, I would say, in terms of like being budget friendly and also eating a sustainable meal. I know a lot of people would like kind of buy things in bulk and then just kind of make the same thing like over and over throughout the week.
Yeah.
Just like, this is what I'm gonna have for lunch for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
I will say that's probably like that's not really my approach. I do kind of like some variety. Brother Julian, you know this. I don't know.
Could you explain what your theory is on your meals?
I think I mean I'm like pretty much the opposite of a picky eater. So while picky eaters who are like are very fixated on one thing, I like kind of need variety. Right. So if I had like
It does.
Even when we're talking about cuisines, like if I had, let's say, Italian on one night, I feel like personally I can't have Italian for like at least another week. That might just be me, but I don't know. I just like some variety. I like switching it up, because also I'm like, I don't know if that would make me a foodie, but I do like exploring like other types of cuisines, other types of cultures, because that's it's always cool, experiencing new things, experiencing new cultures and food. So I guess that's another reason why I like some variety. But yeah, I know that's just very odd and weird of me. But I know for other people, meal prepping works. It gives them some consistency, it gives them some structure throughout their week, because they don't have to think about it. They just know what they're gonna eat already.
It saves a lot of time.
And it saves a lot of
time.
Yeah,
it does.
Like I know people, they set aside like an afternoon and they just
Cook
make
a bunch
of food for that week, and then they don't have to cook for the rest of the week, which is time efficient and I'm sure budget friendly as well. But I guess to each their own, right?
Yeah.
To each their own.
Okay, when you said meal prep, we've been talking about it. There's been like a viral meal prep. I'm sure we've seen it. It's like ground beef, sweet potato with avocado and cottage cheese, I think. I mean, you guys, you haven't seen it?
I've seen that one.
I've eaten it before, but not with a cottage cheese. I don't know. I don't like cottage cheese as like a rice replacement or.
Oh, okay. I don't know about a rice replacement.
Or whatever they use it for.
But like for me, I think cottage cheese is decent, honestly. Like, I think it depends what you put in, because I put in my eggs because my cousin gave me that recommendation, and for me it tasted pretty good. And again, it ups your protein. I saw it ups your protein. I was like, okay, I guess
might as well
just add it. Say the meal again.
So it's ground beef with usually like taco seasoning. I think I've seen. And then sweet potato. And then it's cottage cheese and sometimes like avocado.
Interesting.
And then like hot sauce.
there's like no carbs in there.
Well, the carb is the
It's a sweet potato. Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I'm actually not a big sweet potato fan, so I don't know if I would. I know I just said I'm not. Okay. But I mean, I won't not eat it. It's
not your preferred.
It's just not my preferred. Thank
That's
you. Exactly.
fair. That's fair.
But that's interesting. Yeah, I've never seen that.
Really?
Is it like a popular thing to meal prep nowadays?
I
Very,
think
yeah.
so, right?
That's one of like the, I think, one of the ones I've seen a lot actually recently.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My mom even makes it.
Oh,
Sometimes.
nice.
But yeah, I mean, do you like cottage cheese, Brother Nate?
I like it like with salad. I'm a big salad person, by the way. Love salad.
Nate loves his super
That's
salads.
probably like my go-to meal.
Yep.
But I mean, not too much cheese.
Not too
Yeah,
much.
I like a little bit of cheese, and this is like any kind of cheese, not just cottage cheese. But not too much where it's like overbearing, overpowering the whole palate. You know what I mean?
Just want a hint.
I just want a hint.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a little hint. Yeah. That brings up a good point though, because I guess I've seen there are some kinds of meal preps where it's like rice, asparagus. So you had a set meal to like prep like throughout the week. Like
Throughout the week.
I have to eat this for lunch and dinner like throughout the week. What meal would that be?
Honestly, for
It's
me,
also like inexpensive.
yeah. Honestly, for me, it would be like ground beef and rice.
Ground beef
I
and
have
rice,
done that.
there you
It's
go.
but it's just I think to make it, I feel like sometimes it doesn't look as appetizing.
Yeah.
You know, just it kind of looks like dog food sometimes. Like I've had some people, I've seen some comments say like, just eat ground beef and rice and like, oh, that looks like dog food. But I think it's like how you season it.
Yeah.
Because like once I started seasoning it with like different like taco seasoning or there's like some other like seasonings I bought from the store, it tastes really good.
Yeah.
That's
That's true though. Sometimes it might not look
Yeah.
the most appetizing, but hey,
hey.
we're here to dine
Yeah.
on a dime. You know, that's what we're
It gets
here
the job
to do.
done. It really does get the job
and
done.
That's what matters the most. So for all of our students or any, those who are working, you got busy schedules and you need some simple recipes, reach out to Brother Jacob. Don't reach out to Brother Nate. He's going to steal your sauce if you ask him for recommendations. Let's go ahead and read the chat for today. We have a lot of comments. We have brethren from Riverside. Thank you. Shout out to Karan for tuning in. Thank you also Ka Calvin and Ka Albert. We have Sister Jenica saying that she likes the ground beef, sweet potato, and cottage cheese meal.
Nice.
I think she should come and demo on air for us sometime. I think that'd be really, really cool. Sister Ashley said, "What food don't you like, Brother Nate?" Yeah, I think we're all asking the same question.
I was just sorry. Continue.
No, go ahead.
I will say I'm not the biggest fan of yam.
Yam.
Oh,
like-
yam.
okay.
I know my family's like I'm like kind of the odd one out in my family because my whole family they will literally eat that like as a snack
By itself?
like the purple like yam they'll just like eat that as a snack.
Oh, sure.
I don't like yam.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, shocker. I have a food that I don't like.
Yeah.
There are others that I can't think of right now.
Yeah.
Very like niche random foods, but the yam is the first thing that comes to mind.
Got it. Keep in
The
mind.
more you know, OCC.
But Brother Jacob, if you have any, final last words or any final tip that you would like to share for our brethren, anything.
Just be patient when you're
Patient.
cooking. It's a skill,
Yeah.
So like I messed up, like I've been disappointed in some meals I've made, but then you just gotta keep going at it, and then it's tasted better and better every time I've kept going.
There you go.
Then always you can ask for help. Your parents are there to help. I'm pretty sure they know how to cook.
Hopefully.
So hopefully they do know.
And
how
if
to
not,
cook.
you can ask Brother Jacob.
Yes.
There you go.
But also the internet is very
there you go.
very useful as well, just as we talked about earlier. That's why I get a lot of my recipes as well.
There you go. Simple recipes while, we're dining on a dime. All right. Thank you so much, Brother Jacob. Any shout outs that you would like to give?
Shout outs. Shout out to our friends in Yokohama who took care of us in Japan. Just like to shout out to them. They're brethren as well, so they
nice.
helped us get to church.
Oh,
Make sure we attended church. So
there you go.
that helped a
There
lot.
you go. All right. So we do have an upcoming activity later this month. We do have our district blood drive at the House of Worship in Montclair. October 25, I believe that's a Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. And then, Brother Nate, I'll pass it over to you for our closing.
Yes, so now we'll move on to our special thanks. So as always, we want to thank our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, as well as our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Iranio V. Manalo. our station manager, Brother Wally Taray, our district minister, Brother Hansel F. De Dios, our assistant district minister, Brother Joel Narciso, our district CFO overseer, Brother Andreas Nicolas Jr., our executive producer, Brother Emmanuel Andaya, and as always, our OCC INC Radio creative techs, who always help us put on this broadcast for you every weekend. And with that, we'd like to end our broadcast, and we'll see you all next week.